Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some buyer beware and some things you need to know before purchasing the brand new Pegassi Torero vehicle. It was just added into Grand Theft Auto Online today. So once again, guys, stick with me. I'm getting sick, and I can hear it in my voice right now, so I do apologize for that. I'm trying to grind out this video. Another thing, I am going to be doing a shark card giveaway. That should be live on my Twitter account right now, so I'll leave a link to that tweet in the description. All you have to do is retweet and follow me, and you'll be entered into the giveaway, and I'll be announcing the winner of that on Friday. If you're new around here, I do shark card giveaways every time new content is added into Grand Theft Auto Online, so it's definitely worth sticking around, and it's definitely worth following me on Twitter, as I do pretty frequent giveaways. So $1.25 million could be yours, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. So anyways, let's get on to the vehicle at hand. The only one that was added today was the Pegassi Torero, the last of the sports classic cars we have from the gun running DLC. So before I jump any further, I want to let you guys know that I actually love this vehicle and that I really recommend that you buy it. I think it's amazing. We'll talk about everything in this video, but there are some things you need to know, as I was disappointed with a couple things about this vehicle, and I still love it, but they're just things you need to be aware about. So first things first, we need to talk about our barrier to entry here, and that is price. So Rockstar put a relatively weird price on this vehicle, $998,000. They took the Walmart approach, and instead of going with $1 million, they priced it $2,000 under $1 million. So that's the price right there. The description is pretty odd too. It says, to own a Pegassi Torero is to own a piece of history. This car marked the end of an era, a bygone age when porn stars had luxuriant pubic hair and supercars didn't take risks. Then along came the Torero, a wedge-shaped, scissor-doored stallion, fresh from a back, sack, and crack, and nothing was ever the same again. Decades later, it still looks like it rolled straight out of a wet dream, wearing nothing but a glint in its eye. This one is for the collectors. Yeah, it is. This is an awesome car, and that's the price of it right there that you can find on the Legendary Motorsports site. So now that you've purchased and bought your Pegassi Torero, it's time to take it to the Los Santos Custom Shop and get it modified up. Now, for starters, this vehicle has a ton of customization, 20 total options, but way more than that when you consider the rear and front bumpers, things you can do to the engine, and so much more. So the first thing you might notice about this car is under the hoods, where we actually have an option for front spoiler. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why is this here? And is this not the wackiest thing of all time? Well, you're right about this. It's really the wackiest thing of all time. Now, the reason that Rockstar put this front spoiler here is a reference to a movie that came out in the 1980s called Cannonball Run. So in that movie, in Cannonball Run, there was a black Lamborghini that had the front spoiler, a Lamborghini Countach that had a front spoiler like this. Now, the reason this vehicle had this front spoiler was not for aerodynamics or anything like that. It's actually a pretty interesting story. So in the 1980s, it was kind of hard to get a Lamborghini Countach like this into the US due to import laws, as all of them were manufactured in Italy. And one of the reasons why you couldn't get it in the US is because it didn't pass safety protocols for bumpers. So for this movie, and what avid Lamborghini fans would do is they would put this spoiler on the front that would satisfy the US import laws and thus allow them to get their car into the United States. So that's probably something you didn't know about the Lamborghini Countach. Nowadays, since the car is obviously not produced, it's much easier to get it in the United States as a classic vehicle. But regardless, I thought that was pretty awesome, and that is why the option on the front is a front spoiler, which is pretty odd. Now, it does not give any traction bonus, as I mentioned. Only the spoilers that are placed on the rear of the car in the traditional spoiler category will do that. But I think it's still pretty interesting and pretty cool why we have this customization option. All right, the next thing we're going to be talking about has to do with the engine covers. We have a couple options: the stock, Levers, vented, smooth, cutout, and dual scoop. So there's two that are pretty normal. So there's actually only two that can be opened: the stock engine one and then the smooth cover. The rest are either fixed modifications to the car, or it wouldn't make sense for the hood to open. But for the smooth and the stock ones, you can open it. Now with the stock one, everything is normal because it is a clear glass plate that you can actually see the engine on, which is actually kind of cool. A lot of people like using the stock feature with this because you can see through it and you can see that beautiful rumbling, shaking engine. And when you take it outside of the LSC and if you open up the hood, you'll be able to see straight through it like you normally would because it's made of glass. Well, with the smooth cover, it's actually not a piece of glass. It's like another piece of the car. However, there seems to be a massive texture bug where on the front side of the car, it looks normal. However, if you look at it from the back of the car, it's like it's a piece of glass where you can see straight through it. So this is a texture bug that I'm sure Rockstar will have to fix going forward in a future update. But I just wanted to let you guys be aware of this, to let you know that your game is not broken, your Torero is not broken. This is an issue that is impacting a bunch of other people. And on the other options, I was talking about the Levers, vented, cutout, and dual scoop. You actually can't look out the back windscreen. What it does is actually mirrors what you see in the front of the car. So in case you drive in first person mode and you look behind you, you're not going to see out the back. You're going to see what's in front of you in a more blurred, pixelated fashion. So I'm not sure why that's the case. I guess the only true way to reverse a Lamborghini Countach is like this, with nearly half your body out the car, which ironically is honestly what some people do to park a crazy and insane vehicle like that. All right, the next thing I'm going to be discussing absolutely drives me nuts. I don't understand the logic behind this. So you might know that we only have one color for this vehicle, the Torero. There's no secondary, there's no trim color. However, the primary color does more than just impact the outside of the car. It actually changes a bunch of stuff on the inside. It changes the stitching, it changes the Pegassi logo on the steering wheel, and it also changes the color on the back of the seats. Now that one's kind of odd because you rarely will ever see that unless you have the doors open and you're specifically looking for it, but everything else is cool. However, the problem with this is that it seems as if Rockstar forgot a secondary or inside color option. So take a look at this. This is a photo that they posted on their newswire, and it has the Torero painted pink, kind of this Vice City pink, and it has pink seats, and the interior is changed too. So it seems as if Rockstar completely forgot about this feature where we could paint the interior of the car. And with mods in single player, you can do the exact same thing. So we're pretty limited as far as the dash goes, whereas Rockstar has the ability with mods to create their own, and in single player, if you spawn this in, you can make your own interior too. So to me, that's very disappointing, as it limits the creativity of what you can make this color-wise, because I was going to do kind of like a deep dark brown interior with one of the white ones I created, but I found out as I got going that I wasn't able to, which again is really disappointing. That's probably the biggest bummer about this car, is the fact that you cannot change the interior color, even though you might have seen it on the newswire, and even through single player mod photos, you probably have seen it as well. All right, let's move on to the wheels of this vehicle. The wheels are awesome. They're very similar to the Infernus Classic that we got in the last update. However, they still cannot be changed. Their primary color cannot be changed through the iFruit app because they are chrome. So if you're looking for wheel options that are similar because you want a different color like white or black, here's what you can do. There's actually two wheels in the muscle category that look really similar. The first one is Dodman, which is a pretty cool wheel. However, the one that looks the most similar is by far Spooner. So if you're looking for similar replicas of those wheels, Dodman and Spooner are going to be the way to go. It will allow you to change the color since you cannot do it traditionally through the iFruit app. Up next, I want to talk about three features that I absolutely love about this car. Number one is the engine sound. I'm going to let you guys take a listen to the startup noise of this vehicle. It sounds incredible. It's like it's growling at us. Take a listen to this right now. So that sounds incredible, right? I think that's really cool. I also love the scissor doors. I love the headlights too, even though the headlights underneath the pop-up ones don't work. That has always made me so curious why Rockstar has decided to not make those headlights work. I really don't get that, but they've done that on the last couple of vehicles. And also, the interior of the car, it is brand new. No other vehicle in the game has this interior, which I think is quite nice, and it makes the Torero even more unique. So now that you've got this car customized, ready to go, and to your liking, we obviously need to talk about performance. So how does this stack up with the other sports classic vehicles? Well, it's not terrible. So I'll leave a video to a link in the description. Broughy uploaded this earlier today. It's his breakdown of where the Torero kind of sits within the other sports classics class. I'm going to give you the too long, didn't read version. His provides a whole lot more detail. Essentially, the Torero slots in the 5th spot in the Sports Classics class. So is it as great as the Turismo Classic and the Cheetah Classic? No, it's not. But is it still in that kind of secondary group with the Infernus Classic and the Sterling GT? Absolutely. So it is still competitive in the sports classic class. You just got to be careful about really good drivers coming out with a Turismo Classic or a Cheetah Classic, because they will have a significant advantage on you. So if you are buying this vehicle for racing purposes, just know that it's going to do just fine in vehicle races. Again, there's a lot of subjective things that go along with racing, but the car itself is pretty competitive, which is actually great. And one thing that I always worry about vehicles like this. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be buying this for the nostalgia factor, for the looks, the modification. This is obviously the Lamborghini Countach from Vice City, but it is still nice to know that this car performs equally as well as it looks. So to give you guys my bottom line, I absolutely love this vehicle. When I drive it, I can't stop thinking about the memories I had with Vice City when I used to play that game a long time ago. It has amazing customization. It's not all that expensive. It has a ton of cool features, and performance-wise, it's still pretty awesome. So to me, it checks off a bunch of categories, just a couple little things that I wish would be changed. And in my opinion, this might have been the ultimate perfect vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. But anyways, that's all the information I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. As always, let me know what you think about the Torero in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear from you there. Remember, I've got a shark card giveaway going on. I'll leave a link to that in the description, where you could be walking away with $1.25 million. However, if you did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.